fatal heart impacts, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose. Pick a new silver excuse, I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet out. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kira's show here, and now. Whenever we last left off with this story, we had the first user, or what he is currently known now as Izuku Midoriya. He has showed off abilities he's discovered with his fire quirk. Now, along with that, he does also have his notebook, which most of it is filled to the brim with information that this child should not know about a world that is long since forgotten. Now, with that being said, we shall cut up a few years from where I believe Midoriya was 6 years old, I think, or 5, to around, let's say, middle school. By this point, the first user has completely forgotten who he was. Sometime around the age of 7 was whenever his memory got really bad, and by the time he was at the age of 8, he did not remember anything. Now, Inko was happy that her son gave up on those strange childish ideas or fantasies. Now then, with all that, Midoriya and everyone is currently in class, as the teacher is talking about what everyone wants to do whenever they do graduate, turning around and throwing off the papers, explaining that he's just joking. Of course, everybody here wants to be heroes. Everyone then using their quirk. Now, Midoriya and Bakugo, they are both chatting. Bakugo not even facing the teacher, as the teacher goes on stating that Bakugo, you must face forward. Before announcing that if he is going to go to UA, he must at least follow the rules. Bakugo turning around and telling the teacher that it doesn't really matter, today's the last day, right? Well, even then, I didn't assign any assignments, nor could there be any homework. But then again, Izuku Midoriya, don't you also want to go to UA? Midoriya is standing up and saying of course he does. It's always been his dream to go to that school. Even then, it's just something different. Different? What are you talking about? Well, I mean, think about it. My quirk is like Endeavor's. Except I don't think he can breathe fire. Well, I don't think so either. Midoriya, watching Bakugo, stand up and turn around, as his chair squeaks, asking the teacher if Endeavor could breathe fire. The teacher responding with no. Now, Midoriya, as soon as the bell does ring, him and Bakugo do go to leave. Bakugo's lackeys in this timeline, they aren't really friends. Now, the boy with the wing quirk, eventually he did disappear one day, while the other one stopped hanging out with them. Now, with that being said, both these two do go to walk home from school. Bakugo talking about possibly heading over to the mall. He does want to look into some designs for his hero costume. Oh, alright. What about you, though? What are you gonna get? I don't know. I'm still trying to model my costume. Even then, I might try and going for something that's kind of like Endeavor's. Hmm? But I thought you liked All Might. Oh no, I do. I like both of them. But I'm just saying, like, I won't go for Endeavor's style. I'll go for like his costume makeup. Cause his face is always on fire, and then so is most parts of his costume. But what I'm saying is like, what is it? The material it's made out of. That's right. But anyways, if I can get some stuff like that, I can at least make my costume a whole lot better. Plus, there's still those ideas for gloves. Then I'm thinking about shoes. Hmm. Still trying to copy my style, am I right? Huh. Oh, please. It's no longer your style when I can improve it, Bakugo. Hey! I can't compete with the original. Hmm. Yeah, but you can make improvements. These two, joking around, as they do actually decide to head to the mall. Now, let us say, for convenience sake, that within this timeline the sludge villain did not rob some store and just decided to run off into the sewers. He's planning to rob a store within this mall. The store would probably have double, if not triple, the profits and be a very high-end store. Now, most likely it's only high-end because of the branding, not because of the actual merchandise. Now, with all that, let's continue. As Midori and Bakugo are at the store, both of them are talking. Now, Midori is discussing that he would like to purchase, or at least put on hold, these items and these items for his costume. In fact, he also does at least have some designs in his notebook. Him opening it up and actually showing it off. The person actually interested in what Midoriya has for a concept. Explaining to him that some of these items would possibly need to change, and be made of different or possibly even sturdier materials. Midoriya saying alright, as he actually does two other pages within his notebook, showing off his idea for shoes and another idea for gloves. Now, along with that there is a breathing mask, or what does look to be something that would cover his face. Now, with all that, the man does ask if he can take this to the back real quick and make copies, since he would need a blueprint. Sure. Now, the two do begin to wait. Bakugo telling Midori that he's gonna go out and grab something to drink real quick. He'll be over by this area. Let's say naming a specific restaurant. Now, Midori does say alright. Bakugo basically walking outside. Now, as that does happen, Midoriya, he does watch Bakugo run off, as the man does come out from back behind the back room. Midoriya, hearing the man, actually complimented him on some of his designs, along with his artistic skill, along with saying that he did look through a few other pages, if that's fine with him. He was curious about his data on different heroes. Now, Midoriya does try and explain some things to the man, and the two do get caught up in conversation for a minute. Now, with all that, an explosion does go off. Breaking Midoriya's focus, he actually does grab his notebook, turn around and say that that must have been Bakugo. But why would he... Wait a minute. Something's not right here. Midoriya running out the door. Now, as soon as he does do that, Midoriya does actually look down the way, towards the way Bakugo ran, seeing a large group of people along with hearing more and more explosions. Midoriya running in that direction. Now, as soon as Midoriya does get close enough, he does see the current situation. Many different people talking about how that boy is going to be killed by the villain, and pro heroes arguing about the best tactic for the situation. Now, this does get sort of heated. As soon as Midoriya does run up and see what's going on, he's shocked, before quickly just running back to the end of the crowd, walking past a strange old man with yellow hair. As soon as he does do that, he looks for a clear open spot, before slipping off his shoes and tossing his backpack to the side, him swiftly trying to gain focus, as, bringing up both of his hands above his head and sweeping downward, he's able to press against the ground, the force of his fire able to launch him off. As soon as he does get airborne, he continues to fire off his flames consistently, before he's able to get close to the top of a building. Now, he's able to grab a window and try and swing himself around. As soon as he does, he immediately just brings his hands above his head along with trying to angle his feet, as he kicks off with a large flame, immediately just beginning to fly down into the situation. People watching as you hear a loud whoosh, and people do see Midoriya. Midoriya blasting off his flames at a large amount. Now, let's say that these are, I wouldn't say comparable to Endeavor versus the High-End Nomu, not even close. But they would be around, I would want to say they'd be smaller, but like if you guys have seen how Endeavor killed that one Nomu with a focus blast to the face, I want to say it'd be like somewhat like that, but at least it's like half the size. However, it's both one of Midoriya's hands and one of his feet. Now, Midoriya is blasting in. As he does blast downward into the situation, he throws his hands out in front of him, along with taking in a deep breath as he blows air outwards, his breath sparking and catching fire, along with Midoriya blasting heat and flames out of his mouth, him covering the sludge villain in flames. Now, as it does happen, Bakugo is also exploding, and he actually does try and rip his arm outwards as the sludge villain does begin to try and recoil in, well, not rage. He tries to recoil in pain. As soon as Bakugo is able to expose some skin to the area, it begins to spark and explode. That area exploding sets off Bakugo's entire body. Now, Bakugo is able to break loose. As soon as he does, Midoriya is still blasting off consistent flames, quickly switching off to his other arm and blasting out harder and harder power. Now, pro heroes are watching that, along with Midoriya trying to make sure to keep the villain away from civilians. Him, actually, kicking down onto his feet as he does blast high into the sky. Him just bringing his hand downwards and blasting down around the sludge villain, creating a wall of fire, putting him into somewhat of a corner. Now, All Might actually does begin to buff up. As soon as he does, he comes in and immediately smashes against the sludge villain with a powerful fist. Now, Midoriya, still airborne, actually does get swept upwards into the sky, as he does go up high. Now, with all of that happening, we do cut to Midoriya airborne, as the entire wind pressure and tornado spinning him around at high speeds does make him lose consciousness. Now, while Midoriya is asleep and falling to the ground, this is currently the dream he is having. He is locked in a room. There's a bowl on the ground, It's full of food. His stomach is rumbling, and he's hungry. Him going to reach out for it. Before his fingers do hesitate, closing his palm slowly before the door does begin to try and open. Him quickly just spinning back around, and not even paying attention to the food, pretending it does not exist, as he does hear the door heavily heave open. And his brother's voice. You need to eat. You're gonna start losing strength. Not happening. Hmm? Come on. You can't keep up this hunger strike forever. And you can't keep up this dream of yours forever. Come on. It's not like that. Listen, everyone's turning their backs on people with quirks. You don't get it. Anyone who's awakened one is either abandoned or just thrown away from society. Of course I wouldn't get it. What do you call me? That strange name? Corkless? I'm that. Yeah, I know. That's why I've decided to give you something. Hmm? Give me a quirk? No, I'll pass. Now, he does hear heavy footsteps, as he actually does go to turn around. A hand coming towards his face, being the last thing he sees, as he does scream out in pain. Midoriya waking up, as he is in All Might's arms, asking the young boy if he's alright. Hmm? Oh, All Might! Midoriya quickly just jumping away. As All Might does explain to the boy that he did do very well. Along with that, what was it? You did well to fight against the villain, along with save the other boy. Along with that, I do believe that you did have the right idea. Thank you. But, Midoriya running over and trying to look for his backpack. Him finding it and trying to look through his old notebooks. Grabbing the first one he can find. Now, he thinks that this is his notebook, I believe number 13. However, it is not. Midoriya didn't have time to put that back in his proper place. He keeps all of his notebooks handy because all of his ideas are in them, even ones from whenever he was a younger boy. Now, Midoriya grabs, let's say, Volume 1, and runs over to greet All Might. Him handing over the book and asking All Might if he can have an autograph. Now, All Might does take the book over, and begin to open it up. Let's see here. Him flipping through the pages, looking for a free page. Not a single one. However, there are roughly drawn things, ideas, and, well, words. However, as he does continue on, they just get stranger. As he does actually get to the back half of the book. Him flipping a page and seeing what seems to be a roughly drawn version of his mentor, along with possibly another One For All user. Now, he does find this quite surprising, along with looking down at the bottom of the page for the name, Nana Shimura. His eyes somewhat, actually, widening, as he does flip the page again, all for one. Him completely surprised, as the next words that he does read are written down here. One for all, with a question mark directly to the right of it. Now, All Might does close the book, somewhat hard, and hand it over to the boy, telling him that this notebook is full. Oh, my bad. Let me go find another one. Wait, this is volume 1, not... Oh, sorry, this is an old one. Old one? Yeah, it's from whenever I was a kid. I don't know, a lot of strange things are down in here. And walking back over, as All Might is trying to figure all this out. The boy knows about One for All, right? An All for One. His mentor. That does not make any sense. Hmm. The boy doesn't seem to be a villain. Then again, hmm. How does he know about it? It doesn't make any sense. Now, Roy does hand over a notebook, as All Might does sign it, handing it over to Midoriya as he does actually bring out his hand. Midoriya shaking it. Now, the very moment that that does happen, Midoriya actually does feel something strange, as All Might's hand actually does begin to course with electricity, along with Midoriya's. Midoriya quickly pulling his hand away and saying, sorry, was that your quirk? All Might being quite surprised, looking down at his hand as they do begin to disappear, or these little volts. What the heck? That's never happened before. Now, with that being said, Midoriya actually does begin to head home, along with All Might being to keep a bit of tabs on the boy. Clearly he is connected to All for One, or his mentor. So how is that possible? Then there's how his quirk reacted. Does the boy have an elemental quirk? Did it mess with One for All some way? Now, with that being said, All Might does have a strange feeling. One for All feels like it's resonating with his boy. He feels it. It wants to be whole again. Now, at the current moment, he does not understand this feeling. However, he does decide that Midoriya is a possible candidate. The boy does already seem very well trained, so it does seem like all that would really happen would that he would explain the quirk and pass it down, and begin to physically combat train the boy. Now, with that being said, Midoriya does get home, and he does drift back to that strange dream he had. Huh. It's strange, I haven't had those types of dreams since I was younger. Then again, it doesn't matter. Him heading to bed. Now, as Midoriya does go to bed, he does have some more strange dreams, along with actually feeling a bit different. Now, with that being said, All Might does want to investigate further, as he himself that night does have a strange dream. Now then, with all that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing night. I'll catch you guys in the next part.